Hello everyone, watch this review here with a look at Archangel from Series 2 of the Marvel Universe line. Now, for whatever reason, this figure is kind of rare. I'm not sure if they just didn't package a lot or if he just flies off the shelves quickly, but given that he is apparently a fan's choice winner, you'd think that they'd put more of a consideration to keeping him well stocked. Hold on a second and I'll get this one out of pack. Now, the box bio provides a somewhat abridged history of the character, but basically this is Angel after he underwent a somewhat transformative experience that ultimately led to a sort of upgrade of his powers. The long story short is during the mutant massacre when, the Marauders slaughtered the Morlocks and Tunnels, Angel's wings were damaged beyond repair, and then following a later attempt on Angel's life, after he had his wings amputated, the mutant apocalypse offered him the chance to fly again, and Angel took it. Some genetic testing later and all sorts of stuff. Angel ended up with steel wings and called himself Archangel and was Apocalypse's horseman of death for a while. Of course, later on, he would revert back to Angel, but I wasn't following the comics at that point, so specifics kind of a bit blurry. Nonetheless, a very awesome figure. Well, I guess in some senses. To clarify, this is actually just the sort of standard Marvel Universe sculpt, but just between the really nice paint job and the addition of the wing accessories, which have some sort of cool posability. You just get a really dynamic looking figure that I can totally imagine flying off shelves. Now, besides the wing attachments, this character comes with a stand, the standard card, and a Fury file, which just mentions his connection to Apocalypse and supposedly some residual energy connects the two. Now, in terms of detail with the paint and everything, you'll notice that the face has this really cool wash to it. It's got several different tones of blue. Very, very neat. I guess it was mostly to differentiate it from the rest of the outfit, which is more solid tones. Now, the wings plug into these holes in the back. It's not exactly the greatest of fits because you can still see the peg, but all the same, it does kind of work. And then, the outer portions can also be adjusted depending on how you want to pose him flying. Now, the only sort of glaring downside to this figure is because they use the standard sculpt, we have no upward head motion, and again, given that this is a flying character, especially one who would turn his head up during flight and would attack like this with his metallic shards from his wings, it should have been something of a no-brainer, but they kind of went the cheaper route here. I'm just sort of impressed by the paint jobs that they'd started using during Series 2 and how huge of a step up it was over the previous stuff, even though they were mostly recycling the same molds. I have the same opinion of the Captain Britain, who I believe was either in this series or Series 3. So on one hand, Hasbro kind of really upped the game, on the other, it's sort of the same. But it's kind of a weird contrast. In terms of articulation, though, we have a point of rotation here at the wrist, single joint at the elbow, point of rotation at bicep, ball jointed shoulder, again, full range of motion. Head rotates, it's got some minor up-down, just not a lot. Certainly not enough to get the kind of poses I want. Then you have a torso joint here, full range of rotation, forward back, ball jointed legs, double joint knee, and then a ball and socket here at the ankle. which you know is kind of necessary just because you have, he's in his flying positions, you do kind of want to have the feet angling up because they're just floating there. Now, one other minor gripe I have about this is I really wish they would have opted for both open hands, just because that looks a lot cooler with flying. Maybe that's just me though. I mean, I've just never really liked the one open, one closed. It kind of annoys me a little bit. Wing detail, the wings have no paint on them. That's pretty much my only criticism. I mean, sure, the wings can't really do a lot, but other than that, they do look really cool, and you do have, you know, the sort of flexibility you would kind of want for some really wicked-looking poses. I mean, really, that's where all the display value for this one comes from. Personally, I've never been the biggest Archangel fan. Back when he was Angel, thought he was kind of a jerk, but, you know, he's definitely got a really neat-looking character design. Now, this figure had a variant. I have the variant, and I will probably review it at some point if I haven't already. But it's got a sort of death's head mask to it. The other thing is, he doesn't stand very well without the base because of the wings, unless you position the wings forward and use the wings physically for balance. Alternatively, you can just move his legs a bit forward and just have him sort of standing at a crouch, and then the wings do kind of support it if you angle them out a bit, or maybe if you angle them in. I don't know. But I mean, if you play around with this, you will definitely find a really neat center of balance. And, you know, that's the really kind of cool thing about these more unconventional designs. And that's really what helps make Archangel more of a really must-own figure. At any rate, this has been a look at Archangel from the Marvel Universe line. Until next time, folks.